I present to the committee H.R. 3408, the Protecting Investment in Oil Shale, the Next Generation of Environmental, Energy, and Resource Security Act, or Pioneers Act. I introduced this bill on November 14, 2011, and on November 18th, the Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources held a legislative hearing on the bill. Oil shale is one of the most promising new sources of American-made energy. The U.S. Geological Survey estimates the western United States holds more than 1.5 trillion, with a T, barrels of oil, 6 times Saudi Arabia's proven resources. This could be enough to provide the United States with energy for the next 200 years. And some estimates indicate that a few 100,000 American jobs would be created with the development of this industry. Unfortunately, inconsistent and combative policies of the Obama administration have essentially all but halted America's research and development of this promising domestic resource. Due to this regulatory uncertainty, companies aspiring to develop oil shale have left the United States, bound for countries with clearer rules and less burdensome regulations. Today, you will hear opponents argue that this legislation attempts to promote technology that isn't proven. However, the exact opposite is true. While the American oil shale industry is forced overseas, other nations profit from this administration's contentious policies, and as a result, countries like Jordan, China, and Estonia have very robust oil shale industries. I have here a sample of oil shale from the country of Estonia. You will hear opponents argue that oil shale poses a risk to water supplies in the West. As a representative from Colorado, I fully understand the water issues facing my home state. As technology progresses, we have learned that energy development and water management can be complementary, as both the commonly used hydraulic fracturing and biofuels production use large quantities of water, and both industries have successfully expanded on a commercial scale in the United States. Furthermore, the Department of Energy estimates that new technology allows oil shale to be developed with 1 to 3 barrels of water per barrel of oil. Some experimental processes such as the retort process use very little or no water at all. The bottom line is we need to allow experimentation and research and innovation to go forward at no cost to the taxpayer, but borne totally by the private sector. This way we can find the most viable and environmentally sustainable way of benefiting from this resource. Our nation is abundant in oil shale resources, and these can and should be an important component of America's energy future. My legislation removes the uncertainty from oil shale development and opens up land for both research and commercial development of oil shale. It will create consistent policies that the industry can rely on to move forward, contribute to our energy security, and create good-paying jobs for thousands of Americans. I urge my colleagues to support this legislation. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.